One thing that doesn't change here in Cannes is the obsession with stardom, causing a stir even among the ultra-sophisticates of the French film world.
I mean, I think I was a Deadline interview I done many years ago, or one of them. But I mentioned I wanted to work with Andrea Arnold. You know, I had this list of directors, still do, and she was on it. And so the call came in, and you know, I met Andrea in a fish shop in London, fish and chips. And I didn't even. She didn't. She said, "I'm not going to show you the script. You know, you're not going to know what it's about." And even before she got to finish that sentence, I was like, "I'm in. I mean, I'll be in any time. You know." It's a credit to her as well. Like that goes to show the confidence and the respect she has, and I really mean it when I say she is one of the best out there. She captures like performances that are just second to truth. You know, I mean, it's like just from non-actors, and creates these environments, and you know, like us, yeah. Do you know what I'm saying?
Like you and me.
Like me and you, bored. No, it's she has this way about her that, you know, can go into a certain community or an environment and just be accepted, and you know what I mean, and people to forget about the camera, and as an actor it just elevates you massively to work with non-actors, and you know, to dig deep, and to be exposed and vulnerable, and you know, elevate yourself really, I think. But yeah.
When I got the call, I was like, I'm on a set. I'd love to meet. In 4 weeks, I will come to London. And then they
He's
were
playing
like,
hard to
yes,
get.
sure, London's good idea, but Andrea's on a plane and you'll meet her tonight.
Wow.
And yeah, and then we were eating a rice bowl and had a conversation, and out of a sudden I was part of her universe, which felt incredible, because I've been an admirer for decades now. And wow, I'm so old.
Yeah,
decades. For
Wow,
decades,
what
I've
age are
been an
you?
admirer to her work, and I love her films. And yeah, it was interesting to know that we couldn't prepare the part, so it was more about listening to her songs, looking at the pictures that she would send,
Yeah.
being a part of her painting, and not, prepare a little performance.
Yeah, and it also like it makes you go to instinct and be spontaneous, and for me, like being unfamiliar with material, or unfamiliar in what you're going into, you know, that's the beauty of it, because you just have to discover, and you have to find, and you have to. There's no preemption, there's no rehearsing, and it totally makes you not be guarded in a sense. And I think when you're not guarded, that's when we see pure and, you know, rawness, and you can't really convey that without really being pure and raw, if you get me.
I mean, what you see in the movie is the tip of the iceberg, We've created a lot of material that's not in the movie. Yeah. And we've been shooting chronologically, and we tried a lot of things. Also, the transformation into, I mean, let's not spoil the movie, but let's say there's a transformation. And we tried all kinds of things with stop motion camera, with contemporary dance, with different kinds of noises and CGI. The material that has survived the edit is marginal compared to the output that we created on set, and that's also what creative process is all about. That you can be generous and create a lot of material and then select what you like. That's what she does. She's gone through a very painful editing process, and the complexity is not just us creating this complexity, it's also us surrendering to her complex way of filming.
As an actor, when you're put in these environments, you you're not told to lose the composure of an actor, but you kind of have to. You have to kind of bring an unorthodox kind of approach to it, like a documentary style to it. And you know, I was never trained, but if you're trained to do stuff a certain way, you have to throw all that out the window.
I mean, you've seen all our reactions seeing the movie, like, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's what we've been doing. Like, nobody knew the whole story. Nobody knew what this movie is going to be about.
Can I ask, like, what's your take on Bud? Like, I sort of feel like, I get to the end of the film, I feel like, he's a great dad, actually.
Yeah.
He's just a really complicated guy.
He is. I don't think he has, and similar to myself, he doesn't have something to to learn from. You know, he doesn't have a father to watch, or he didn't have that. It's not that typical father figure way of, you know, having that security or having them answers to everything. He doesn't know either, you know, and it's sort of it's a very sibling relationship between them, I think, you know, and you see that a lot these days, where the father and the son, or the father and the daughter, or the mother and the son, wherever, it's like they're like brother and sister, or brother and brother, and there's something comforting in that as well. You know, he's quite childlike and quite bratty at times as well, but at heart you know, he's selfish, and not intentionally either, but you know, he's figuring himself out as well, and I think we see that journey.
Being at this festival with these young actors who are experiencing it all for the first time, like, do you get to experience a film festival in a different way when you're able to share it with them?
I was here like 6 years ago with Sacred Deer, sort of similar to them. You know, it was all new, and I remember leaving Cannes Film Festival just holding that, you know, that feeling to it, that there's just a movie star feeling out here, like the old, like, you know, with the Paul Newmans, and it was beautiful, and I just didn't really get to enjoy it because I was just caught up in it, and so I just hope they get to kind of take it in, you know.
Yeah, and that they get the chance to make another interesting movie, because it's one thing to be discovered by someone, it's another thing to
Keep it.
to have a team to keep it and to build from that. I mean, as you can tell, if you look at actors' careers, most people make the wrong choices, and it's quite hard to find the right project.
I mean, I'm there for them. I really mean that. And I know Franz will be there, and Andrea will be there. It's about them being, like, you know, kind of protected in that sense, and not feeling that pressure to go and sit up straight and deliver your lines this way. Like, that your quality that you have initially is what people are intrigued by.
I have to ask though, like, I have to be cheeky.
Go on.
Have you like forewarned Sophie Ellis-Bextor?
No, that wasn't my idea, by the way. But, like, you know, we love a cross universe in this world, don't we? And we love crossing, you know, references, and I think, you know, it'll be kept. It was only put in there in the ADR, but, you know, it was I think it's a nice. It breaks the fourth wall in a way. You know what I mean? And the fourth wall is broken in the movie as well, a lot, which is I've not really seen before, and it feels right. But yeah, I think it fits.